Hey guys, welcome back. I had to plug my computer in and I'm going to start a new one. Please join me. Please rejoin. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Starting a new chat. Well, I thought the other one was going on for consecutive hours. And I needed to plug my computer in. But when I finalized, when it got finalized, it said it'd only been up like 20 minutes. So I think I know exactly what happened. But let's talk about the angry neighbor not calling DSS. Now, the family, which she's friends with the family, she's pretending not to be right now. Oh, Fairfax said he thought the channel got hit again. I know. Well, they're trying to. Do you think they want this one up? They don't even want me talking to you. They don't even want my opinion being out there. So, yeah, this channel could go at any time. The cleanup guy already threatened to take this channel down, the second one. He said if I was lucky, I'd get to keep this one. So if I'm lucky, I'll get to have some freedom of speech. So here's my freedom of speech. They're using the angry neighbor as a weapon. They could get you guys to dislike her at any moment based on what they say. And then they just lump my channel in with her. So something that they said, I think it was a scapegoat daughter or somebody, they let it be known that the angry neighbor harassed them by calling DSS. But she never called because she was too busy giving the kids Adderall and enabling them. She spoke about the abuse on live streams, but she never said that she helped or did anything because she's an enabler, an abuser. So I come out with my calls. They don't want you guys to think those calls were legitimate. So they lump them with her, having supposedly called, harassed, and bothered people. Now we have Aaron, who's been saying that he's a supporter of this channel and the angry neighbor. He was the bridge in between to link us both together, going so far in the live stream to say that him and the angry neighbor were the ones that called. Bridget backed me up on this. I asked him about 10 times, when did you call? And he ignored it. And he finally just gave a random year. Well, it doesn't work out that way because he's been keeping it silent, right? He never even said they called because we're not supposed to ask because it never happened. It just corroborates with the family's story of them making harassing DSS calls that weren't legitimate when that's not why you call DSS. It's an ignorance they're pushing off to the audience. They want you to believe. They don't want you to think that you called DSS and that DSS was legitimately called in the situation to help not only the children, but the old man. The proof is on my channel. Don't believe that child backing up and supporting the angry neighbor, running around lying, saying that they did something when they didn't, only so the family could say, look, we were harassed for no reason. Those calls were made with reason. The son who was addicted to drugs, who was volatile, dealing with hate and anger, not knowing how to control his anger outbursts, cursing at people online, breaking a cup from a fan that sent it to him that really liked him because he was so just out of it, making death threats to people online. That person is a ticking time bomb. At any moment could hurt an elderly person or a child. That's why I called. So you know what? It's up to the child. It's up to Pickle Boy. It's up to Pickle Boy to explain how in the hell I'm wrong for having called when he said in the summer those kids got abused, did he not? He put the kids on camera themselves saying they got abused. Did he not? DSS was called legitimately, and don't get it twisted. It's Roasted Studios that called. I picked up the phone. I spoke with the police. I showed them abuse footage. They cared. They thought something was wrong. They took it upon themselves to go over there and do something about it. The angry neighbor has no business being online, right along with the cleanup guy, because they misuse and abuse their channels, all while not talking about what about the abuse to cause a distraction for you. The angry neighbor doesn't care that you guys, that they will make it seem like she called but it was excessive and it shouldn't have been done. She doesn't care. She doesn't care sending a child over here, lying and keeping that lie going. Oh, we both called. We both called. Neither one of them did. They're just the disposable napkins that could be used by the family at any time to be told. So, yeah, they called in excess. It's their fault. No, they didn't call at all. The lies are keeping the truth from being out there, which actually prevents you guys from being helped. Not everybody calls DSS when it's needed. That's what happened in this situation. The angry neighbor didn't call. She didn't protect the kids. She just provided them with Adderall. It's a cover-up. It doesn't help the drug addict with his addiction, and it doesn't help protect the children. It just helps them get by for that one day if they don't overdose on the Adderall that you're giving them, angry neighbor. There's people mixed in that are with the monopoly that are mixed in with our people over here. Aaron was one of them, lying about having made DSS calls. When the family turns around and says that they're being harassed, it's the worst thing I could ever think to push to the audience, aside from saying child abuse is funny and okay, and abusing women is okay. Ignoring, enabling, which is a very serious thing. You think that you like the family, like the angry neighbor, you think you're supporting them by providing the Adderall when you're not. You're helping to exacerbate the situation. She's giving the Adderall, reaching in her purse to give the Adderall. She should be reaching into her phone to call DSS. She didn't do that. I did. And I'm showing the proof. Don't believe anybody in the monopoly that's not showing you any proof. The proof is over here. They just struck my channel again. And none of them have mentioned what about the abuse, have they? Other than being distractions in the story, to include the cleanup guy, the guy who wants to cut his face wide open, the angry neighbor, the scapegoated daughter. They'd all rather you be watching over there thinking a lie, a drama, a manipulation, made up fake drama, fake news. They want you to believe that versus looking over here. Because if you look over here, you might learn something about enabling. And it just may protect or save your life or a loved one's life from overdosing or from hurting children or killing somebody. They don't want you thinking these DSS calls were real or important. Why? Because then it shows, yet again, the families are abusers, not being able to see beforehand that abuse is going to happen, and they're not moving or doing something about it to protect the children. So, but anyways, Kyle says he didn't know that that person supported the old man. Well, by supporting the angry neighbor, he's doing just that, because she's backing up and supporting them, not talking about the abuse online, saying she's being bullied every day, right? Go to her videos, look at her comment section. Everyone's like, you got this. They won't take you down. You're not one to be messed with. We're so sorry you're being bullied. You're the best. She's a child abuser. She gave the kids Adderall. She never called DSS. She enabled. She's not doing the right thing online. She's staying silent about the abuse while causing a new distraction with the guy that's cutting open his face while they're working in conjunction and working side by side with the cleanup guy. You guys see that, right? You see they're causing a distraction for you guys to not address the abuse, right? You can't go around having people blindly lie to you. Nobody's taking accountability for those DSS calls. I haven't seen Pickle Boy get on his channel at all and talk about the DSS calls or why they happened or why he didn't do anything to prevent it when he knew that There was welfare checks being made in the home that he owned with the child abuser that was watching the kids. Like, the only thing I can stress to you so much is don't enable in that situation. Don't give the drug addict drugs. Help the children. And if you're just joining us, please click the like button. Please click the like button. I'm losing my voice over here, trying the best that I can. I got a strike on my first channel, and we appealed it. The video didn't have any commentary in it whatsoever. It was just all their own footage. So if you guys are being made to think that there's something else important going on within this family or community, to include people having no problem cutting open their face to cause a distraction, literally, for the angry neighbor, for the cleanup guy, for Pickle Boy, because they're all working in cahoots, then just remember they all haven't mentioned the abuse, but just struck the channel for a second time, right? So there's nothing more important than this. So please share the videos. Please get on Philip DeFranco's channel right now. I don't care if you have to leave the chat to do it. And let him know what's going on. Let him know I got another strike. The channel could go down at any time. And they're not addressing the abuse, all while lying, causing a distraction to the audience. Using children to do so. Making it seem as if it's bad to call DSS when you know children are going to be abused and you want to protect them and help them and save their life. I don't see Pickle Boy up there refuting anything. Refuting the DSS calls, refuting the statements from the children. I don't see him doing that. What will he do? He'll pretend to not be friends with the angry neighbor. They'll use a child to do so. And they'll pretend that they made the DSS calls, but that it wasn't supposed to be called because the lesser of two evils is it's all fake. It wasn't fake when they got those kids on camera telling you about their abuse, was it? Everyone knew that that was true. Everyone hated the brother, scapegoated brother. Nobody held Pickle or the dad accountable. Nobody says you have to hold them accountable, but I have to let you know as my audience what's important from that situation. Well, don't ever enable a drug addict. It's called enabling. Only bad things, including physical abuse or any kind of abuse, will happen from it when dealing with innocent children or an elderly person, because it's called elder abuse. Don't reach into your pocket and give Adderall like the angry neighbor did, while never calling DSS, while helping to rip down other channels like Savage Live, who are pointing out abuse and pointing out things that you don't agree with the family, which are just opinions. Just like everyone can come in and give an opinion saying they don't agree with what I say, I validate their opinion and I don't hate them on having a difference of opinion. Just as I don't think they should hate me. But where does the discrepancy come in? Well, people that come in laughing about the abuse or never addressing it or saying mean things or just attacking. Can't get anywhere with that. Can't prevent any child abuse that way. Can't help anybody that way. You know, I'm the one that just got a strike and they're not mentioning anything about the abuse, right? Kyle says all this drama because one guy won't admit to him and his father's faults. Hashtag admit to the abuse already. Yeah, this is all just because of that. That's absolutely correct. 100%, I back you up. Just because Pickle Boy can't take accountability because he thinks he's great. He thinks the dad's great. They didn't do anything wrong. He knows the dad's not great. He said himself he hated the dad. And mind you, of course you're going to hate someone that throws hot coffee on you and abuses you. It's legitimate. And the dad's legitimately going to hate him with the camera, where he won't go away with the camera, right? He just won't go away. He says, stop filming me. I'm having sex. Stop filming me. I'm in the shower. Stop disrespecting me. Leave me alone. I'm on the toilet. Pickle Boy didn't care. There's too much disrespect that went rampant in the house because of that reason. And I need to let this be known. I don't hate Aaron at all. I don't hate him at all. He's just a kid. But he's doing the wrong thing by running around lying, saying that he made calls when he didn't make calls, when he knows the family is using those supposed calls from the angry neighbor against the whole situation at hand by saying that she harassed them. She had nothing to do with this situation. If anyone was made to feel that way, you've been manipulated and lied to. The only thing she did was reach in her pocket and give Adderall to children whom a drug addict they were living with who was going to abuse them, and abusing them took away from them so they couldn't focus at school. And that's not right. So Pickle Boy should address these DSS calls. And because if he's going to say that it's fake, all the abuse, and make it think like, well, my dad's not an abuser, I'm not an abuser, and he just wants you to, think none of it's real, then isn't that on him to get on camera and explain why he's having the children say they're getting abused? But that's just part of the footage, right? What about all the footage you're seeing with that kids actually getting abused, crying, being manipulated, physical abuse, emotional abuse, especially on Christmas? Because that's the video on my channel that just got a strike and got taken down. That's the video. No audio whatsoever of me giving any opinion. We have the children's hotline in there to help for people to get help with the child abuse. We threw the hashtag in there and we asked people who care to share the video. And then it's just their own footage of holding knives up to kids, holding knives up to each other, abusing the kids on Christmas, exploitation. That got a strike. So we're appealing it, and I won't be able to live stream over there. That's the whole reason for this second channel. Got to think one step ahead for the people that don't want to even have a conversation about it. But like I said, I'm hoping to help other people. But I think I've explained myself. In regards to this situation. If you guys have any questions in regards to this situation, or in regards to the title of this live stream or what's going on, just let me know and ask me. Bridget says, exactly. There's no hate here for Aaron. Just, he's not admitting to lying, and he's being a big part of the monopoly since he's so close to the neighbor. Oh, absolutely. He's so close to the neighbor that he's willing to lie for her. But the lying doesn't just back up the neighbor, because it actually makes her look bad, because it's something that didn't happen. It backs up and supports Pickle Boy scapegoating the neighbor for having made calls that were legitimate. Well, they were legitimate. I called. And they're legitimate because he legitimized them by having the kids go up and say they got abused, right? He should explain that, not me. I'm the one that called before he said the kids got abused. So explain it away. And stop saying other people called when they didn't. And don't blindly believe people that say things without giving you proof. You can't do that anymore around here, because people are lying to you purposefully to back up their own poor actions. Stick to my channels. I'll show you some proof. Kyle says, Pickle has a plethora of sleazy backers who will try to stop any criticism. Yeah, and they don't want the information to get out there to help your life from being free from abuse. So what's that? Well, you don't enable drug addicts to abuse children and elderly people. You don't supply drugs ever, because it's just exacerbating the situation, helping the abuser to get by one more day, helping the children to get by one more day in their abusive situation. Actually call next time. Actually care. Actually do something, angry neighbor. We know you're in the monopoly. We know you're friends with the family. We know you're friends with the cleanup guy. We know it. We see you not addressing the abuse, but striking my channel and trying to take it down. We see it. Eric says the content I showed was their content. Why did it get a strike? Well, they struck it because they don't want you to see it and formulate an opinion for yourself. What's that called? What is that called? It's called gaslighting. Well, what else is it called? When you take away people's options to think for themselves. Censorship. Oppression. Manipulation. Lying. Diversion. Deflection. No proof. abuse. So hashtag it up. Go have a conversation before you go to bed today. Have a conversation on Philip DeFranco's channel. Go over to Boogie. Go over to Boogie's channel. He deletes tweets left and right. I don't know why. I attach my information to him and then he deletes it. He's done it twice. So maybe he knows about the channel staying silent. Maybe not. Maybe they don't know at all. I have no idea. All that I know is I'm here talking with you and that I care. And I know that you guys care. That's all that I know. And if you're in here, please click the like button. I need your support. Kyle says you can absolutely tell that this abuse is 100% real because they're dragging this issue out for almost over a year and probably years to come. Absolutely. And I'll keep getting strikes. They'll keep not mentioning the channel. You'll keep seeing their distractions and diversions. But I can't have Pickle Boy going around saying people called DSS on them and it shouldn't have happened. And people are calling to harass them. And then you got Aaron and the angry neighbor saying they're the ones that made the calls. And nobody ever acknowledges my calls, to include Aaron. Aaron never said he made calls. He just said it when I asked him and called him out. Why did I call him out? Well, because I know he's friends with the neighbor. And I know he's backing up and supporting her. And she backs up and supports the family. So if they're talking about fake calls they made that never happened, while allowing themselves to be scapegoated by this sister and Pickle for being quote unquote harassed, nobody ever gets to the real calls that were made, which are over here on my channel. Right? Is anyone taking accountability for these calls that were made before the child abuse said that was happened? That Pickle Boy and the children and the old man and the sister said that happened? Has anybody said that anyone took any accountability for it? Does anybody care? Or are they just constantly trying to make you think that it shouldn't have happened while ignoring it, which is exactly what's going on? Sorry, I don't mean to raise my voice. I'm trying to get my voice out there because I'm losing my voice. I need you guys to talk about this on your channels. If you do a video talking about this, show it to me so I could retweet it, or I could go over and support you. It's very intricate to kind of explain what's going on, but am I not taking the time to do it for you guys? Is it not matching up with exactly what's going on? Who showed you the most proof? Who's taken the time to show you proof versus manipulate you by telling you what you should think? Don't believe people that tell you they called DSS when they didn't, because they don't mind themselves looking bad, because Pickle Boy wants to ignorantly tell his audience that calling DSS when you know elderly people and children are going to be abused, you shouldn't do it. It's a harassment. It helps back up and support the abuse that they pushed off onto those kids, including neglect, by not getting the abuser out of their home, does it not? Who called DSS and showed the proof? Roasted Studios. Who's getting the strike for having done so? Roasted Studios. Exactly. Is that the same person? Is that the person that was supporting him and bothering our channel? A different one. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Excellent modding going on in here. I'm very, very appreciative of you guys. So there's people that don't want to address this channel by itself, which is where it should be because it's affiliated with nobody else. Is that correct? Yes. Well, then why is no one addressing it? Why are they causing all these distractions and diversions, manipulations? Are we seeing actual manipulation in line and gaslighting online while seeing enabling of drug addicts and drug addictions while children and elderly people get abused? Yes, you are, honey. Yes, you are. Fairfax says that one guy switches sides almost every day. He hates me every day still, whether or not he switches. He never will like this channel. He's a Monopoly member that tries to get on the ends with anybody, who used my channel long ago to get over 1,000 subs, then attacked my hashtag, and then I called him out on it and made a Spreaker about him. I really wish he would just stay away and not come over here. He watches and doesn't contribute. He listens and knows, but stays silent. He's not like you guys. He doesn't care the same manner. He's in the Monopoly. You guys aren't. You guys can go to any channel you want, support anyone you want at any time while admitting to the abuse. He can't do that. He's never addressed the abuse, still to this day. The person who struck my channel, whoever that was, they don't address the abuse or care. And like I said, they don't have to, but there's a conversation that's being had over here in hopes of helping other people, which is very important. And they can't tell you anything otherwise. They can't show you or prove to you or refute it because you're not supposed to see the abuse. And by the time they're made to, they're going to have to say it's fake when we all know it's not. I can only say this so many times. I know I'm not preaching to the choir. I know you guys care. But sometimes I feel like I'm losing my voice saying the same things because they keep doing the same actions and some people still don't see or know what's going on. We can't have Aaron running around saying he made those calls while they scapegoat and blame the angry neighbor for harassing them, for supposedly making calls that were never supposed to be made. That's not the conversation that's supposed to be had. I showed proof of making those calls, of knowing abuse is going to happen beforehand. Pickle Boy solidifying it, backing it up with his footage of saying the kids got abused, letting it be known. Is Pickle Boy going to back me up, support me? Is he going to thank me for those calls? Is he going to point you over here and show you that someone tried to protect the kids and his dad? No. He's got Aaron and the angry neighbor running around saying they made calls that didn't happen, which were harassing in nature. All while they never tell us, right? Aaron never said he made calls. He just said it right now when I called him out on it, because I know he's friends with the neighbor in the Monopoly. He's the bridge that ties me and the angry neighbor together. He comments over here, supports over here, does the same thing over on her channel. People think we're linked together. We're anything but. That's what they want you to think. This is a channel that stands on its own. They don't know anything about me. They can't take the channels down other than strike and not mentioning, what about the abuse? You tell me. Do they care about the abuse and not want you knowing or caring? Are they scared running? You tell me. You let me know what you think's going on. It doesn't matter who's watching. The channel's for you guys. So talk about your lives, abuse that's happened in your lives, parent alienation, enabling drug addiction, suicide prevention, self-mutilation. If you guys need to talk about these things, or if you see it from the family and it's important to you and you want to point it out, you can do that here. This is a safe place for you. This channel is your channel. You're the ones that back it up, support it. You guys mod for it. You show up for it. You guys are able to converse right now with each other about anything that's going on in your life, anything that's going on in your mind, something that's burdening you, something that's heavy weighing on your heart or your chest. That's what this channel's for, really. We can expose abuse all we want. We can point out things that they're never going to care about. Just remember that I care about you guys too, and that this is for you. How's your day going? How's everyone doing? Did you give yourself a compliment today? I would like everybody to do that right now. Let's back up right now and let's take care of my chat and who's watching. Everyone in the chat, I would like to know, what is your biggest strength? What's something that you love about yourself that you're like, damn, I got this? This is something that I got. This is my strength. I would like to know a compliment. Everyone in the chat, I'd like you to give yourself a compliment right now. Give yourself a compliment and acknowledge how great you are for caring about abuse and for, I don't know, getting through another day of your life, because YouTube could be pretty crazy, right? Mandy's smart. You're damn right. Lita thinks she looks pretty. I see your picture. I know you are, and have thought that for a long time. Trump says he loves it. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He doesn't sit back and let someone else talk. Oh, but some people do, right? So you got to acknowledge that about yourself, because that is a strength. Kyle says he loves his hard-oiled personality and confidence. Oh, I love it too. When you come over here, I know you mean business. It's great. So you have a lot of confidence. I love that. Chris, you got to give yourself a compliment. Yeah, I'm not going to let you get away with that, honey. I know you think something good about yourself. I want to hear it, because my audience is one of the greatest audiences, really. So I want to know. I want to know how your day's going, because you're over here supporting me. Let me support you. I want to know how your day's going, and I want to hear something positive about everybody in this chat. Super JJ, your honesty, absolutely. Creative J, that may be true, and I believe you and validate that, but there's got to be something good as well, because Creative J comes over here and supports child abuse and prevention and awareness each and every time. Give yourself a compliment, please. Justin says he's creative and confident to go against anything that is wrong. That's excellent. Bridget says contact her on Twitter, any social media platforms, and let her know that you know her from here. Let her know your name. And if you want to leave your Twitter handle, Bridget, you're more than able to, sweetheart. Eric says he decides for himself, that he's going to make his own decisions. Absolutely. There you go. I think so too. I think it's a good little exercise too here, because you guys come in and you're so vocal. You care about children. You constantly show up. You're willing and able to have a conversation, I'm sure, with anybody, as long as they're not misleading you, misdirecting you, showing you proof. I mean, you guys are talk about cherry picking. Let me cherry pick for a second. The people over here are the ones that are doing such great things. I need to know that you guys know that you're doing something good and that you're good people. And you could do that by acknowledging it yourself every single day, even in this chat, letting us know what's so great about you. I'm sorry to hear about the passing, but I need to hear about a compliment about yourself. Because even through your pain, you should think positively about yourself. And if you don't feel comfortable being in the chat, give yourself a compliment just to yourself in your head every day. I need you guys to know that you're important and that you're good people. Anne says she thinks she's funny and she loves making people smile. She loves taking care of people. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Mark says best quality is that he has clingy cats, but his biggest weakness is he jams the Taylor Swift. Which song? Because, oh, look what I made you do. That's a good one. That's a really cool song. I'm sorry, Creative J. I'm so sorry to hear that. A lot of bullying goes on online as well, right? A lot of different people on here maybe misuse the platform to bully. Creative J says roasted. You have to be careful using their content. That could get you strikes as well. Now listen, did the channel go down 4 months ago with their strikes? Yeah. Was I careful? Yeah. Were they legitimate strikes? No. So are they going to strike even if it's not legitimate? Yeah. So will we try to get that video back up? Absolutely. We're working on it. But are they striking because of their content? Of course, you're absolutely right. Yes. Fairfax enjoys making memes on Twitter. Excellent. And I don't know if you gave yourself a Fairfax. Fairfax. I don't know if you gave yourself a Fairfax compliment. I don't know if I saw it, but you got to know. I know that you have a very big heart. I know that you see things in different ways. You back up, support multiple different people. I see that in you. You know, you're not one to just follow the crowd. So that's a plus. So if you're in here, please give yourself a compliment. That's what I'm asking for my audience for right now, because I could take the time to point out things on YouTube or point out people I think are doing the wrong thing, but I need to remind you guys that I'm here for you, and this chat's for you guys. You guys are here to converse with each other. I'll lose my voice all day, but this chat's for you guys. Utilize it the way you need, but also remind yourself every day that you're going through struggles, you have hard times, but you guys are such good people, you know? Give yourself the credit you deserve. Bridget says she knows she's a great mom. Parent alienation is abuse. That's what she's dealing with, right? The father of her child alienating her, making her think as if she's not a good parent, manipulating her child. Say it every day, Bridget. You know you're a good mom. You're a great mom. You're the best mom. You're trying your best. You love your daughter. She loves you. Nothing will ever come in between that. Not even some nasty person saying things that don't mean anything. Your daughter will grow up and she will exactly know what happened. And she will know that you had her back and that you loved her. And we all know that you're a good mom. And say it every day. And don't let anybody get you down. For every time they make you feel that you're not, say it 10 times louder. Because we know better here. Trump says he likes to jam to classic rock, Queen, Twisted Sister. Well, Queen is coming out with a movie, I think. Or not Queen, but they're coming out with a movie about Queen. Creative J says, oh, for sure they will, but guidelines on YouTube will get you strikes too if they push it. Of course, they don't want you to be heard. Right. So it's a constant battle of putting out something that you think is worthy and deserving of being out there, and then having to fight for it if it gets a strike, whether it be a false strike or not, proving it's a false strike. That's how the channel's up right now. Do they want the channel up? No. Pickles already struck it. It got taken down. But it was for false strikes, not legitimate reasons. So you just can't go around manipulating everyone to believe or think what you want, or scapegoat or gaslight people. Not everyone's going to follow suit with that because they're going to see that. Are they going to try to use the material that they filmed, their own footage, against me that I'm putting on my channel? Yeah, they just did. They just struck it. So all I can do is refute it and do an appeal and hope that it goes through. I hope it does. If not, I won't be. I'll be streaming over here. That's the reason for the second channel. Ann says, don't forget, Roasted You and Creative can be funny too. Thank you so much. Try. Oh, after a week though, right? Right. I can't stream over there, but I could still upload over there. But have to be a little bit more careful in terms of what I'm uploading, because just straight showing their footage with me not talking, they themselves strike their own footage because they know it's wrong. And they know they don't want you seeing it and looking at it, right? Right? They just struck their own footage with no audio of me talking. They know themselves that it's wrong and it's abuse. And they're not refuting it or saying why it's so great or backing up their own footage, are they? Just striking, not keeping a conversation while causing a distraction. Let everybody know. It's exactly what's going on. Lita says, is YouTube ever going to question false strikes? Well, they'll talk to you about it, YouTube contributors, but in terms of them monitoring who's false striking, all they can do is monitor the strike. Is it legitimate or so? They can't monitor who's striking at any given moment and why. They can only look at it after the fact. You know, that's what I see so far. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. So there's an accident that happened in Texas. That's terrible. Create a J. When you get struck, does it tell you which video gets struck? Yeah, you know which video gets struck because it gets taken down. So my newest video got a strike, and it tells you which video because you have to acknowledge it before you can appeal it and even use your channel again. Fairfax says the YouTube system is automated. It's really hard to talk to a person unless you have millions of subs. You could talk to YouTube contributors. I'll write it in here. If you talk to YouTube contributors and you give them, you know, there's a help forum, you could talk to them. That's how I got my channel back up. So, can I ask you guys a question? Did you guys see the video? It got like a couple hundred views and then it got taken down. Did you guys see it before it got taken down? My newest video. Oh, Lita didn't even get to see it. Okay, we'll put a copy on another website and to let you guys know about it so you could check it out. It's literally a 7-minute video, zero audio from me, no audio whatsoever. I'm not talking on the video at all. And it's just their own video proof. Oh, a lot of people did see it. Well, what did you guys think about the video? It's all their own footage. It's all the footage that's online right now. None of it's been has a strike on any other channel. Someone already profited off of it. Do you guys think that it should have been down? You guys think it should have gone down? What about you, Michael Fairfax? Do you think it should have gone down? A video with all their own audio and video, no audio from me, and it's from videos that are all up around YouTube on his channels that he profited off of. Bridget says no. Kyle was never even notified of the video. Could YouTube contributors stop the abuse? I feel like the CEO could, but I don't know. I don't see her doing it or anything. You guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I need to use the restroom. I'm going to be right back. And I'll continue this conversation with you. Please click the like button for me. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. It's almost like we're on a phone call together. We're all in there together, aren't we? And I'm like, hey, guys, Roasted needs a minute. I'll be right back. And here I am again. Chris says he's as chill as a cucumber. There you go, baby. That is the motto for both of our channels. We're as cool as a cucumber over here. Open and willing to have conversation. I'm not, let's say this. Let's say I'm open, completely open to being proven otherwise, right? Somebody that says, oh, that's like a pickle boy or the cleanup guy or the brother or the sister. If they were to come over and say, oh, well, you got the whole story wrong, and here's why. And now we can all move on because they've shown the proof and they got everyone to believe them, and there you go. I would be open to that. I think everyone would be open to that. But that's not what's going on. I mean, I've had her over here laughing about abuse. I've had her try to trigger the channel down. I've had the angry neighbor lying and using children to lie again, right? Always using children to help lie for her. People just striking the channel, striking their own video footage down with no audio of me talking, with no one ever addressing or mentioning what about the abuse. So you tell me who seems guilty and why. Mind you, I can only say this so many times. You're not supposed to see any abuse. So why aren't they addressing it? They're not going to address it until they have to. Because nobody else, the majority is not holding them accountable, right? So what's the lesser of two evils? Oh, it's fake versus real. But you're not even supposed to fake abuse online for profit. Do we all see what's going on? Chris, don't be mad at anybody. It is a distraction. I wouldn't even watch his channel. Don't give him the view. He hasn't done the right thing for a really long time. Kyle says YouTube is Pickle's lifeline. If that gets taken down, he will fall into the Daddy 05 situation. Well, he'll just go to Twitch. He'll just go wherever he could go to make money doing the same thing because he doesn't have to change because he's an abuser. It's a promise I've made my audience. He's not going to take accountability for this because he's an abuser. It's part of his abuse role. Mind you, he'd have to admit he did something wrong. Mind you, he may have to lose money and allow the audience to think for themselves at the same time. He won't do any of those things. He doesn't care about you guys thinking for yourself. He just wants you to believe lies. Well, believe this. I knew abuse was going to happen before it did because the brother was acting abusive online. That's why I called DSS. Pickle Boy backs up my story by saying the kids got abused. And nobody could tell you anything otherwise. I don't see anybody saying anything otherwise. I don't see anybody showing you any proof. Don't believe anything without any damn proof. The people in the monopoly, the angry neighbor, the cleanup guy, the brother, the sister, Pickle, they'll lie to you, no problem. Why? Well, because they don't care about you guys. They don't care about you guys at all. This is my audience. I care about this audience, not him. Kyle, he's nobody. Don't even look him up. He's literally, please, literally, don't even watch him, look him up. Let's not even mention him again. He has nothing to do with this situation. He's just in the monopoly, causing distractions, lying, attack the hashtag, use my Roasted Studios channel to get over 1,000 subs to get money. Never to this day has mentioned the abuse, but keeps attacking it. Nobody of any importance, really. Kyle says he would hashtag, what about the abuse on Angry Tingle, on the neighbor's channel, but he thinks it would be a waste of time. Well, it's going to be a waste of time for two reasons. First of all, she doesn't care. Second of all, she's friends with the family, not mentioning the abuse, pretending to be in an argument with them so people could think bad and cause a distraction. But also because she needs you to think that she's affiliated with this channel. So if you're over there asking her, what about the abuse? She's probably going to go off with you. Maybe she'll delete it. You're never going to get a response. And maybe she'll just lie. So I don't know. All I know is she has a channel where she's trying to get sympathy every day. Who should be getting the damn sympathy? Well, how about the abused kids? How about abuse victims? How about people that have been hurt in this situation? How about people who get strikes on their channel for no reason? While the monopoly continues to distract you with BS drama. all while not mentioning what about the abuse yet again. How about that? Bridget, yeah, make an in-depth video about parent alienation. Let people know what it is, that people actually do it, and how damn painful that is. And how painful that is that you have to even go through that when it's all a big gaslight, isn't it, Bridget? It's all just one big, it's foggy, misty untruth. And who's hurting? Who hurts in the situation? Oh, Bridget gets to hurt and her daughter gets to hurt. While the person that's alienating, the supposed father, or whoever else that's bothering her, gets away with the same thing that the cleanup guy, Pickle, and the old man did in the divorce interview. Did they not? Take zero accountability for all the crap they do, to include mind washing and manipulating children into hating a parent that loves them unconditionally, and getting the parent to think negatively about themselves and hate themselves, or force them into believing and gaslighting them into thinking that maybe they're not good enough for their child doesn't believe them. What a load of bullshit. Bridget's daughter deserves to be with whoever the hell she wants to be, to include two healthy parents that acknowledge that both parents deserve respect. And it's called enmeshment, isn't it, Bridget? Enmeshment is when you grab somebody who has no involvement in any relationship whatsoever, because that's the adult's responsibility. It's the adults that talk about the relationship, that have discrepancies, and you always leave the child out of it. But Bridget has a problem. She's got a supposed adult who wants to keep bringing the kid into it, when the child needs to be a child and deserves to love both parents and come up with a decision on their own and be kept out of the drama. So I have to apologize to Bridget for having to go through parent alienation and go through that enmeshment, scapegoating, gaslighting. Bridget, I know how you feel. Same thing's happening with my channel, except the channel's a different it's a different beast of sorts, because it's my baby in a sense, these channels, but there's nothing there's nothing like you and your baby. An actual living, breathing human being that's being manipulated. Don't believe 1 second of it, Bridget. If you have to look up gaslighting and the definition of it every single day to be reminded as to what is happening to you and your daughter, then you do it. And keep your head up. And don't let them drag you down. Every time they hurt you, every time they make you think it's you, look up the word gaslighting and remind yourself it's not you. And if you need some reminding, come on over to my Twitter, baby, because I'll remind you every single day. It's not you. It's not your daughter. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. Adults need to take accountability for what they do and what they pawn off onto children. It's what my whole channel's about. Letting children be children. The adults take responsibility. Oh, she's got to deal with the wife, the ex-wife. What a terror. I'm so sorry. Bridget has been in tears on her channel over her daughter. You know, people that care about children, when they really do care, and they really do get blamed at the end of the day sometimes for things that are out of their control, to include my channel, getting information out there. Who has to take the blame for it? Well, not the people that are scapegoating or gaslighting Bridget, not the people that are gaslighting me, not taking accountability for their own footage. It's always got to be the other person. So who suffered in Bridget's situation? And who suffered in this situation? Oh, I don't know. The kids. The kids always end up suffering. Oh my gosh. Bridget says they told her daughter that children can get lie detector tests and can go to jail for lying. So making her think that her own feelings are lies. It's gaslighting. Let her know that word. Fill her in on that word, and you got to let her know about abusers and about abuse tactics and about trusting her own self, having her own sense of self and not questioning how she feels, and to question people that make her question herself. Remind her about those things. Michael Fairfax, if he says, if you need a friend on Twitter, follow him. Bridget and Michael Fairfax, please link up on Twitter. You guys are both on my Twitter, so you should be able to find each other very easily. Support each other. The people that come in here, support each other. I know you guys need each other. I need you. I need you for the channel. I need you to care about the material. I know you already do because you're here. Back yourself up and get the extra support that you need by supporting one another. Oh, absolutely. That's great. Thank you for saying that, Michael. Eric says, Bridget, he's been where you've been now. Never question yourself about being a great mom. The truth will come out. I believe so, too. I think the truth has a funny way of always coming out. The daughter, the parents can't help the daughter from growing up and being a grown woman who will be an adult one day, who will know exactly what happened to herself and who will judge accordingly at that time. So remember that. Someone's asking if they're going to get unblocked. You're not blocked because we're talking to you and looking at your comments right now. Oh, unless you're talking about my other channel. Yeah, just take it seriously. I don't think you're blocked on that channel, but if you are, just, you know, I just ask that you care about children and take everything I'm saying seriously, you know. Bridget said she had to call the cops to make welfare checks on her kid. That's exactly what I did. You know something bad's going to happen or you think it's happening. You just want to protect the kids. And then you end up getting blamed for it at the end of the day. It's the same thing that's happening with me, Bridget. I feel you. Michael Fairfax is backing up the content on Chris Peck's channel, which Chris, yeah, he does get some hate for doing something that's unique. It's different. It's nostalgic. It's cool. It's creative. It's cool. And people don't like things that are different, do they? Fairfax says, Chris, I've seen a few channels on YouTube that do abandoned retail stores. It's some interesting stuff. Oh, absolutely. 20, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, when that store's long gone, no one's ever heard of it, Chris has that footage. It's kind of interesting. And people are so interested in bringing people down for their hobbies sometimes as well, right? Don't ever let people do that either. Eric says he's here for everyone. Bridget says, yes, find her on Twitter, follow you. Yeah, but it's like, I know, but we don't, Yeah, but it's like you take the time to use that hashtag, but you're not hashtagging about the abuse. I mean, we need you. Hostile, we need you. I need you to care. I need you to comment on the videos and start a conversation. And, you know, I kind of need you to care. Not misuse the hashtag, which even the cue ball guy was doing, right? Misuse the hashtag while never addressing it, and did attack it too. Made fun of it, made fun of my mod, used my channel to get over 1,000 subs to make money. Has been very rude and mean to me. I mean, those things aren't okay. Oh, so you do see the abuse. Great. Well, if he's saying anyone could see the abuse, even a monkey, that's what this guy's saying in this chat. Well, then how come so many people aren't seeing it? And is it possible that every time they see the hashtag about you addressing something that has nothing to do with anything, Is it possible that you're allowing the people that you're calling monkeys to get away with not addressing it because you yourself aren't addressing it? You know, if you see the abuse, say something, please. My channel just got struck because people are staying silent about it. I'm so sorry that you're being lied about, Bridget. Yeah, Bridget's been she's been reduced to tears because the way that she's being treated by the abusers in her life and in her daughter's life. Don't let them get the best of you, Bridget, because I promised you, honey, look over here. If you need some strength or you need to be reminded of something, look over here because I'm being railroaded left and right too, girl, by everybody online. People pretending to be friends or pretending to support the cause, but then back up and manipulate and lie about things. I'm constantly having to weed people out of this situation. So Kyle says he got some more likes and comments on that thread on Philip DeFranco's channel. I hope one day he will just reply to it. Wouldn't that be amazing? So if you guys have a chance, go to Philip DeFranco's channel. Go to a week ago with the Daddy 05 video or any video on there. Try to find Kyle's thread, my thread. Add on to the conversation and keep asking about the abuse. Justin says, indeed, don't listen to the abusers. Yeah, don't listen to the abusers with no proof. Don't allow them to manipulate you and hurt you. Don't do that. Hostel says, I'll admit I listen to bad advice. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's all tainted. Here's the only thing I could tell you. If somebody's going to try to tell you something, especially if it refutes the channel, goes against the channel, help support Monopoly members that are allowing themselves to be scapegoated, that are friends with Pickle Boy, just ask for some proof. Is proof more than word of mouth? Yeah, it really is. Could I have a whole channel with your support with just my word of mouth and no proof or videos? Probably not. So how do they get away with it? I don't know. Ask yourself and ask them, because it happens every day. Kyle says all we can do is try. That's what it is. That's what it is. Nobody might care at the end of the day. This may go nowhere, but at least I said exactly how I felt. At least I got people coming over saying the videos are helping them and have helped them. At least people are linking up in here, making friends, and you're validated. If the channel never gets exposed fully to a larger audience, it was already a success a year ago when the scapegoated daughter reached out and said the video made her cry. And it validated her, did it not? It was a success then. That's when it was a success. It's a success because you guys care. You guys now know what enabling is if you didn't know before. You know what alienation is, parent alienation. You know what abuse is. You know what neglect is. You know about seeing the dysfunctional family roles. And you know that with abuse and trauma comes all that anger that causes more abuse. So you know to protect elderly people and children. You know to take a stand. You know to point out when people are being scapegoated and their whole lives are going out of control and they're made to think their whole lives it's them and they're bad people and they never get out of that rut. Those are all the important things that are on the channel that I'm talking about. Acknowledging when people are addicted to drugs and need help and could abuse people that they're living with. Acknowledging that you're a content creator and you're putting abuse out, getting profit for it, but that you could do better because he yields a lot of power, Pickle Boy. A lot of people listen to him. If only he cared about his own abuse instead of profiting off of the entertainment aspect that he wants to create out of it versus preventing the abuse and pain and neglect that he himself went through, the nephews, his siblings, his mom. If only he cared, oh my gosh, he could take the whole thing down by saying, yeah, I care and it's important and I'm going to tell you about the prevention and awareness and I don't want this to happen to somebody else. He could bring the whole damn house down with and everyone I think would do the slow clap, wouldn't they? Everyone would do the damn slow clap. And it doesn't matter. He might even gain more subscribers for doing it. I think he's afraid of losing money. I think that's what the problem is, because he's got to back up the dad that he exposed for having been the abuser a long time ago. So Justin says he's going to start fidgeting if you ask him about it. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. Fairfax says, here's an idea. Phil does a live stream before his videos come out. Now someone could super chat and ask him about Pickle Boy just mentioned that. Oh, that's true. Someone could send him a super chat and put the question in the super chat. That's a good question. A good suggestion, Michael. The last live stream you did, I caught it with Eric, thankfully. And we were in there hashtagging, asking, even when he ended it, I kept putting in there at the end with 500 people watching, what about the abuse? I'm exposing it on my channel. Please come over here and care. I know you guys care. I just wish that more people knew about it to care, you know? Because I'm not telling you guys this to try to take someone down. If we get all the information out there about the abuse, you actually can help other people. But I think Pickle Boy is afraid of the money, loss of money. I think he's afraid of you guys. I don't even know. I don't even know why he wouldn't refute it or stick up for himself, even on the smallest of channels. But then again, we know why. Because you're not supposed to see abuse any which way, fake or otherwise. And he's not going to say it's fake until he's absolutely made to. At which point, you know, I don't even know. I don't even know. I feel like I say the same things every day. Sometimes I feel like nothing will change at all. But at least I got my opinion out there. At least I exercised my freedom of speech, which people die for. Do they not? Do people not die for your freedom to talk and your freedom of speech in this country? Do people not fight for it and protect it? Then use it. If you see something, say something. Don't stay silent. Don't stay quiet. If you see someone hurting, help them out. If you see children in danger, try to prevent it. If you see a content creator who's abusing his platform and you think he could do better, you know he could do better, point it out. Why not? I mean, they have the time to put together and profit off of all that abuse footage. Maybe I have the time to put the footage together and say what I think about it and still be able to get support at the end of the day without being made to feel that I'm some horrible person just for difference of opinion. Do I think Pickle Boy is a horrible, terrible person? I don't like the things he's done at all. But I'm not going to get anywhere by pushing always some great, big, horrible person that can't do better when we all know he can do better. Right? Could he at any moment raise awareness for this or care or pretend to care or give the information to the audience that they need to make healthy decisions for non-abusive life in their own households? Yeah. He's got the people there. He's got the subscribers. He's got the people that listen. But that's his choice. Only he could care about it. I can't make him care, but I can only tell you that I care. But you guys see that I'm getting strikes with nobody ever addressing it, because you're not supposed to film abuse otherwise and profit off of it, real or otherwise. Kyle says it's fair use, roasted, because of your criticism of the abuse of the content. That's why I think the video is going to go back up. Kyle says it's fair use. Yeah, I think so too. I think it will go back up, but I'm at the mercy of YouTube looking at it, having a conversation with me, and then doing that. I don't know how long it's going to take them. With my bedroom invasion video, it took over a month. And they just acknowledged it was taken down for no reason. So it took them over a month to look at it, and they acknowledged it was taken down for no reason. And we're putting it back up with an age restriction when it was uploaded a month prior with the age restriction. So I don't know who knows who at YouTube, why things take the amount of time that they do, and why videos that don't deserve any flagging are able to stay down for a month. All I could do is continue to try to utilize the same platform to get my message out. And that's why, as Chris said, we got to stay cool as a cucumber over here. Easy now, Chris, what? Easy now, Chris, what? He could say what he wants. He's giving an opinion. People that are children that want to be utilized, or excuse me, not utilized, used. Well, let's not call him names. He's a child. But people do on here allow themselves to be used. They know the things that they say aren't true. They know that they're friends with someone in the monopoly, and they come over here and they never fully, wow, he never once said he made DSS calls. Isn't that interesting? But when I called him on it and asked him 10 times in a row, when did you do it? He comes up with some year. He never once over here said that. Why did he say that? Oh, because it's a scam. They need you to believe. They need you to believe that the angry neighbor made those calls and that they weren't legitimate in nature because she's being scapegoated right now. She never called. She enabled with Adderall. She didn't help at all. I don't even think she knows how to because she's an abuser herself. I'm the one that did, and I showed proof. And nobody's addressing these calls, are they? They're just making up fake calls that never happened so they could be scapegoated into thinking that they weren't legitimate. Now, a child's not going to understand this, but that's a very dangerous thing to do. Because the audience isn't going to go away with knowing that that's a real abuse, that an abuser living in a house that abused those kids and the elderly man, the old man. They need to know that you have the power to see it beforehand and make a change and get them out of there. That's more important than your damn lie you're running, making it seem like there weren't any legitimate DSS calls made when they were. There are. See them. Believe the proof. Don't believe children running around lying. Don't believe the angry neighbor using children running around lying. Believe yourself. Believe what you're seeing and hearing. And then hold them accountable for what about the abuse, which is the distraction they're creating from not addressing that hashtag and that question. That's why the hashtag is what it is. Look back at my videos early on in this channel. What's that video called about the old man changing before it's too late? Change your heart before it's too late. Pretty sure I mentioned in there, everyone's going to stay silent about this. Why Pickle Boy just took the brother's channel down. Check out that video. I tell you a year ago what's going on in this situation. A year ago. Kyle, he's young, he's getting manipulated by lies. Oh, absolutely. Is he not a smart young man? Is he not a smart young man, Aaron? Is he not capable? Absolutely. Definitely. Is he allowing a friend of his, this angry neighbor, to use him over here because they're using her for these supposed harassing DSS phone calls? I'll make a video about it. The scapegoated daughter's been over here saying we harassed with phone calls. We called in excess. We're friends with the angry neighbor. Ah, there's the lie. There's the lie. That intelligent child, Aaron, is backing up. There it is right there. The angry neighbor running around saying we're friends with her when we're not, that we called in excess when we didn't, and that we called out of harassment versus for abuse. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. But anyways, I'm not going to be on super long, but I promise you I'll jump back on again, will we not? We'll jump back on again, maybe in a few hours, maybe an hour. I don't know when, but, you know, hit the bell for this channel, because until they take that strike off, I can't stream over there. So stay tuned. and let everyone know what's going on. I just had a false strike again on a video that had no audio in it, was just all their own video from their channels that are all on YouTube right now, which they already profited off of. No reason it should have gone down, right? Exactly. I'll get back to you guys later. I have to get going. Cassandra's Curse. Love you guys all. Out.